Hello, this is Kate and welcome to the Ordinary Earth Song. I don't know what's happening. It's the fourth time I've attempted to do a reading. The last one I just did was odd, and I think it was personal. It was just an odd reading, so I don't think I'm going to post it. I'm going to mull on it. I'm mulling on it. Mulling away, I am. I'm going to try a different set of cards, just see what comes out, and if it's linked in any way, shape or form, I will be blown away, and then I might post the other reading. It was just so odd. It was one of the oddest. I can't say it too many times now. I can, I just said it too many times. Anyway, how are you? I hope you're well. Welcome to Ordinary Earth Song. It's pretty damn ordinary. But also being ever so slightly weird today. I'm going to do a pick a card. So let's pull 3 cards from the deck so that we have somewhere to start from. We are using the wisdom of the Oracle. So let's see. Flying by the seat of my pants. Feels like I'm supposed to do a reading today. I've just tried it 3 times. This is my 4th attempt. It was just bizarre. The reading was good. It was just different, which is fine. But reading 2 was like 2 minutes long. Reading 1 and 3 was quite a lot longer. And yeah, I just don't know what's going on. Oh, that literally flew out the deck. That one wants to come out. And so there's that one. I can't put the cards down until they come out. Okay. So we have Group 1, time for a nap. Feeling sleepy. Group 2, message in a bottle. Try and keep these straight today. Last time I did a reading, they were not straight. And then Group 3, the fates. Okay. This looks different. So, readings for the group. Potentially the last reading I did was just for me. This is for the group. Okay, good. Good. This is good, right? Good. Okay, Group 1, time for a nap. Group 2, message in a bottle. Group 3, the fates. You know what to do, pick your group, and I will see you there. And as per usual, I am not going to be stopping the filming. So, Group 1, time for a nap. Interesting message. Oh, there's you can see the fox. Little fox sleeping in the moon. The moon. I am the moon. His face is jumping out at me here as well. Oh, that's different. I don't normally use those cards. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not overly familiar with them, but let's give them a go. I've got this deck. It's called Heavenly Bodies Astrology. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to be using the book because as I say, I'm not familiar with these cards, but I have used them a few times. They are awesome. So yeah, Group 1, time for a nap. First thing I want to do is actually just check out what the book says for time for a nap. But obviously it feels restful. It feels like there needs to be a rest period. Taking time out of the day as well. It's not sleeping, it's napping, it's taking a break, which is a good thing to do. It's essential sometimes just to take some time away from whatever it is we're doing. Rest, rejuvenation and renewal, temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. I just realised the fan is probably blowing right into the microphone there, which could be a bit irritating. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your lists, your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment and neutrality. I love that. Detachment and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. Okay. Cool. So let yourself, it feels like readjusting or rejuvenation, readjusting, reestablishing yourself into the world again by taking a break from it, by stepping away, by allowing yourself just to move back a step, taking some time out and renewing old habits, old thought processes. Now, I was drawn to the Heavenly Bodies astrology deck for some reason. These are by Lily Ashwell, or written and illustrated by Lily Ashwell. This is an absolutely beautiful deck. The cards refuse to lay flat, and I've seen other people using these, and no one's cards lay flat. I think it's something to do with the paper. Can we have a message for group 1, please, to help establish what is being shared with them, please? Can we have a message for group 1? Deck was upside down. Mutable. Ooh, surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. Beautiful. Welcoming change, being fluid, being mutable, being adaptable, changeable. And actually taking a nap, taking a rest, taking a step back allows you to be mutable, to move away from a way of being, a way of thinking, a way of forcing action, and stepping back into a place of observation, of intangibleness. I don't know if that's a word. Intangibleness. I'm using it, so it must be a word. It's physically able to say it. Being mutable, being able to flow, welcome a new thought process. So it's like being stuck somewhere, taking a step back and allowing yourself to see a different perspective, a new rested. Ooh, got 2 cards. That one. Oh, those are 2 cards. That one and that one. Okay, let's see what these are. House 8. Transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. Facing fears, transformation, karma. See, that feels like someone to put it there on the left, so it feels like the past. It feels like there was it feels like a past way of thinking, a past event, something happens in the past that needs to be transformed, let go of. Because this bird's a skeleton. It's like allowing the death process by resting and by becoming mutable, by being able to change and flow. House 4, cultural and family roots, home, peace and comfort. Okay, we can rest in the home. But also the cultural side of things, what we're taught, right? It's what we learn when we're growing up. It's how we learn to fit in, to survive in the society that we're born into. So that's also something to be I wanted to say let go, but let go in peace, in the knowledge and the knowing that those things were taught with safety, love and concern in mind. Trine, angelic support, harmony and perfect flow. So I heard you're not alone, you got the support, you can find the harmony within your own pattern, within your own being, and the flow is there. It's by being able to step away, to allow yourself to change your view. It's a bit like the Fool card. This feels like the Fool card flowing, not the Fool card, sorry. The Hanged Man. Why do I always say the Fool card when I mean the Hanged Man? I'm seeing the Hanged Man in my head, but I say the Fool. It's very strange. And the Fool is the new beginnings, and the Hanged Man is changing perspective. The Fool is leaping in without really thinking and just going for it. Well, the hangman is someone that has been there, done that, has chosen or is placed into a situation where their perspective is changed. So I think you can choose the hanged man. You can choose the hanged man as in the rest, stepping back, stepping away, temporarily stepping back and stepping away, and allowing yourself some time to figure out the flow, figure out where your place is, and to find the harmony in where you're going next from where you've been, from this cultural perspective of the karmic flow. And all the things that have been believed in the past can be mutably transformed and integrated into a new flow and understanding and way of being. Proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion. So that can both be, that's yang by the way, that feels like it can both be where you've been and where you are going. So the way you've been is the pressure of always having to be active, expressive, doing, always acting, always getting things done, always doing what needs to be done, surviving, all the things you need to do as a human to get through the day to day. It's like the actions of everyday living and surviving. It's like everyday admin stuff, right? But that can be the thing that we need to step away from to actually see a new possibility, a new way of being, a new harmony, a new flow. And once we get into that new harmony and that new flow, then we get into the new point of ourselves where we are able to get into this new flow of doing, of being, of expressing, of that, and carry on with the forward motion, but in a different way because we've got a new perspective. Oh, I love these cards. They're amazing. They are so beautiful. Do I need any more cards? No. Do I need to pull any tarot? No. Do I need any cards from anywhere else, a different deck? I'm hearing I could do cards from another deck if I want to. Okay. And if I wanted to, it would be this deck up here. Another one I rarely use. Wisdom of Hafiz, an oracle deck with poetic renderings by Daniel Lodinsky, art by Silas Tobal, and oracle by Angie Sullins. Again, another beautiful deck. I do like a bit of gold. Oh, I need to put some cards back. Let's put them back before I do anything else, shall we? So changing flow, taking a step back, so taking some time out to give yourself time to move away from what has been into what has... Look at that, dream wide awake. Dream wide awake. That's interesting. It's time for a nap, but we need to dream wide awake. Dream with our eyes open. Dream with consciousness. Dream with awareness. The stepping back isn't a process of so I'm just letting the words flow now. Ignoring the things and the way you've been and who you are and being human and being a body and being a physical being and being in the 3D. It's not about stepping back away from those things. It's about stepping towards the freedom of knowing and understanding with awareness who you actually are and how you can... It is the word I'm supposed to use, manipulate. How you can manipulate your future into I broke my flow. How you can manipulate the future into something that you desire rather than something that you are blindly falling into, because as you are unconsciously falling and you are falling forwards, constantly falling forwards, but it's unconscious, so the falling forwards takes you on a path that you don't necessarily always want to go down. You're not always aware of what the path is that you're going down because you're just falling forwards, always falling forwards. Time is pulling you. You are pulling yourself, falling forwards all the time, falling, without awareness of where you're falling into or why you're falling into it, or really the driving force. Because the driving force has become automatic, it's become evidential, it's become incoherent, and in some cases distorted, so that the falling forwards and the action of allowing yourself to just continually fall forwards into the next moment is perpetually driving a wedge of incoherent action and abundant disappointment. Damn. We move forward with awareness. We allow ourselves to step away from and back from and nap into an intangible place where we can reframe who we are. We can become aware of ourselves and our own ability and our own power and our own thoroughness of being, that rather than falling forward, we can choose to step forward. We can choose the step, and we can choose the step in balance, and the step is in balance from spirit and body and soul and all combined. I am seeing the most beautiful mandala right now. Allow yourself to step forward by finding the mutable flow. And this can be achieved by dreaming whilst you're awake. Learn to dream while you're awake. Learn to dream while you're aware of your dream. Learn to dream that. Learn to be aware of that. Learn to step forward rather than fall forward. Okay. Beautiful, thank you. Protect your boundaries. We all have boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say yes. And it's okay to make sure that we don't fall into a life that isn't ours and that belongs to somebody else. Protecting our boundaries allows us to move forward with sure-footedness and self-awareness, and in so doing, we create our own lives in trust, in the wholeness of being. Wow, okay. Amazing. Bloody hell. Group 1. I think that's your reading. Yes. Okay. That is your reading. Thank you very much for watching. That was... Okay. Cray. I haven't said that in years. Take some time, step back, allow yourself to breathe, allow yourself to become that intangible, unattached, detached from what was, so you become mutable flow in awareness of self, so you can step forward purposefully and with stride rather than just falling into time. Blimey. Good grief. I have no words. Group 1, that's you. Thank you for watching. Group 2. You chose a message in a bottle, yeah. We have... Is that a I want to say heron or a pelican, and it came out as a helican. But there's obviously a bottle. There's something in the bottle. It's a telephone. Telephone to God. If that's what you believe in. There's a telescope. Message in a bottle. That's just going through my head now. Message in a bottle. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what that card says, shall we? Communication. A sign, a Cledon, the ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. Ooh. A message for your highest good, eh? How exciting. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today your message is this: Spirit hears you and the reply is favourable. Yes. So there's a thing you can do when you're trying to exercise your intuition and to really work out how to listen to it more thoroughly, right? So you can become able to see the signs of the guidance that you're getting from your internal self. And you can ask for, so this is first practice would be to allow yourself to draw 10 things or write down 10 things that you'll see in the next 24 hours, and you give it a time frame so that spirit's not going to be like, well, in the next 5 years, yes, you will see these. You want to see it in the next 24 hours. In the next 24 hours, I'm going to see. When I first did this practice, I drew things like a horse veering up, a Christmas tree with lights around it, a butterfly, a dragon. There was all sorts of random things that I didn't think I was going to see, and I saw, out of the 10, I saw 8 of those things within the 24-hour process, including the horse, including the dragon, including the Christmas tree. It wasn't Christmas. So you just do that. You do that, and then you'll start seeing the signs, and then you can ask for them to show you signs for yes, signs for no. If you want an answer to a question, so you could ask. You could say, if the answer to this question is yes, could you show me a white feather in the next 24 hours? If it's no, can you show me a brown leaf? I don't know. Whatever you choose. I mean, obviously it can be more random than a brown leaf because there are probably loads of those out there. But you could say a blue butterfly, for example. And then you'll just start getting signs and answers. So there's messages in the bottles. There's synchronicities as well. There's things when things align, or you'll start thinking about things and they'll appear. It's just things like that. But you can exercise that. You can start looking out for them. And the more you look out for the signs, the more you look out for the symbols, the more you define what those symbols mean and when they could be used, the clearer you'll become with what they're trying to tell you. So this is there someone in the group or people in the group who are developing their intuition or are interested in hearing the messages, being able to understand what's coming from the guidance system? Because that's great. I mean, that's awesome, because it means that you're starting to trust that the messages are there to come through, but also it's because it's you're the one with the messages, you're the one doing the synchronizing, because you are conscious awareness, because you are self, because you are connected to everything. your spirit, the consciousness that looks through your eyes, that projects through you, is constantly talking to you. But your human brain, because you've got this layer of humanity and this shell that we're in, and because there's this ego going on and there's always life stuff happening, it can be really easy to not hear, switch off, sort of ignore, not be aware of, just generally speaking, not being present for the messages that are actually always there. So actually allowing yourself to, in some ways, temporarily or whatever, switch off the mind, the ego, to step away from that, or allow yourself to say to spirit, give me some guidance, please. I would like some guidance, and could you show me these things to show me that this is a yes or a no, or whatever it is you're looking for. Chiron, hurt and heal. Chiron was a wounded healer in Greek mythology, I believe, who taught through the pain or the experience of pain. Now, I've no idea where Chiron would be. Oh, that is okay. Keywords: the deepest wound, a teacher of wisdom. A spiritual injury, a healing journey where you develop empathy and heal others' self-acceptance. Chiron holds your deepest spiritual injury. It illuminates where you feel innately challenged, spiritually injured, and hopeless. This is your energetic Achilles heel when it's triggered. Your survival instinct tells you to run. However, your wounding isn't a haphazard accident caused by an external happening. It's of you, braided into your bones. To deny it is to deny yourself. An abandoned Chiron creates a cycle of repetition around your area of wounding. You break the cycle not through resistance, but through acceptance. And through this journey to wholeness, you gain your deepest wisdom. With this wound, while this wound never leaves you, you gain freedom from its grip through self-compassion and empathy for others. In Chiron's realm, you become a teacher of wisdom. You become the wounded healer. So it's saying, what is your great spiritual injury? Can you identify a common thread between the situations that have caused you the most anguish? Do you have an unnameable, dooming trait within that you consider your fatal flaw? With self-compassion, explore your shame, and once you do, practice owning it and even loving it. So, I think we're all wounded healers in one way or another. We're all wounded in one way or another. It's part of the reason why we start seeking, I think. There's a drive to find answers. And the answers can often be with the hope that they'll lead to some form of eternal happiness where there is no more pain or suffering. The thing is, as I think I've said before in other readings, is that pain and suffering doesn't really go away. But what we can do is by changing and reframing the way we witness the pain and the suffering, the way we handle the pain and the suffering, the way we come at it from ourselves, for other people, for ourselves, from ourselves. The pain and suffering can hit differently. It can have an alternative impact. What I mean by that is, if we're going through life unconsciously, as I said in the last reading, falling forwards into the next moment and allowing time to happen, falling forwards, just falling forwards constantly, repetitively doing the same things without thinking about it, with unawareness, unconscious. Things happen, shit hits the fan, and then we have pain and suffering. And if we're not consciously aware of who we are, where we're from, our own power, etc., 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 all the things that we've been learning, if we're going through life with that unawareness, then the pain and suffering hits on a whole different level, because it becomes a wound, it becomes something we hold on to, it becomes a memory that we relive, it becomes bitterness, it becomes despair, it becomes horror, it becomes just painful. And it's not until we find a means to love and to accept and to move on from it, and to actually just allow it to be what it was, and to allow that to help us move forwards, it's not until that point that we then are able to do those things. And we're more able to do those things if we are living in consciousness, if we're living in awareness, if we're living in some form of ability to acknowledge and witness when pain and suffering is around. And to not push it away and to not lament it, but to look at it, to see it, to embrace it, to really acknowledge it and the impact it has on us and the people around us, and then to allow it and to accept it and to love it and to embrace it and to take it in and then move on. The wounded healer allows us to do that. And the message in the bottle is part of that process. It's part of the listening. It's part of a guidance system. It's part of the ability to understand. This is an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to evolve. Every instance of pain and suffering is an opportunity. It doesn't feel like it at the time. It feels like a fucking shitbag at the time. But later on, you'll look back and you'll be like, wow. It might be years later, mind you. It might be decades later. But one day you'll look back and think, okay, if that hadn't happened, I would not be where I am today. And where I am today is bloody marvellous. Thank you very much. And I wouldn't change it for anything. Is there anything else for group 2, please? Okay, no. We're going to Hafiz. And this is Hafiz, Wisdom of Wisdom of Hafiz in the last deck. Sorry, I don't know. He went in group 1. Heavenly Bodies. Astrology. So, I'm going to use the Wisdom of Hafiz for the rest of this message. I wanted that one as well. Use your power. Use your power. We all have internal power. We all have it. And part of the wound could be giving our power away. Taking it back is healing the wound. Message in the bottle. Take this as a message in a bottle, actually. There, okay, very determinedly being told, there is power, you need to get back. Take the hooks out. There are hooks in you. Hooks other people have put in you. And they are dragging you along behind them. You need to unhook. It might hurt, it might be painful, you might rip your skin. It's, oh God, ow. But, wounded healer. There's a lesson to be learned. There are hooks to be removed. Power to bring back in. And rest deeply. Wow, this is linked to group 1, right? 44. Rest deeply. Allow yourself to step back, step away, regroup. Because you're going to need to. Once you've been through this process of unhooking and wounded healer and figuring stuff out, you need to rest. You need to step away. You need to step away big time styly, like away. Rest deeply. And that's not just like get some sleep. That's being able to switch off. Being able to completely and utterly move away from. Renew yourself. Remove the hooks. Remove the hooks. Let's keep hearing that. Remove the hooks. And offer up gratitude. Well, thank you so much for this opportunity to remove the hooks from my skin. I don't know why. I just had to do that in probably what was a rubbish American accent. Well, thank you, madam. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Offer up gratitude. I mean, you might not want to offer up gratitude straight away, right? Because it's a difficult situation. You're just like, well, I'm really not in a place to be grateful. But believe me, when you get to a point where you unhooked, ripped them out. I've just been through this process myself. 10 weeks ago. No, it wasn't even 10 weeks ago. Bloody hell, what was it? 6 weeks ago. I ripped some hooks out. I've still got some, I think, flailing towards me again. But yeah, I've had this message in a bottle. I've had this. The wounded healer. I mean, I don't know. I'm definitely wounded, and Chiron is the lesson. It's the lesson learned. It's the education. It's the evolution. It's the opportunity to grow. And I have had the opportunity to rest deeply because I've been signed off work. And I am grateful I have had that, because it's meant that I can truly step away. Well, semi-truly, because they keep contacting me, but truly step away, regroup, reassess, see myself, see the situation, and work some stuff out. Just work some stuff out. And things are changing, which is awesome. I'm changing, and it's also meant I've been able to do more readings, which I've loved, by the way. Really loved it. I have. I was just bloody marvellous. So this is the process. This is the situation. And I don't know if anyone else is going through this right now, or has been through this, or is in a situation where they feel like they need to do this. Do it. 100% do it. Embrace the opportunity. Trust the universe. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Because you are the universe in human form. And I'd say watch reading 1 if you didn't watch it already. Because I believe it's linked. Yeah. Okay. Group 2, that's your reading. Thank you for watching. I am going to move on to group 3 now. Pop that back in the deck. Random selection. Right, group 3. You chose the fates, the fates, the fates. She's like rubbing it off her shoulder. She's like, yeah, girl. She's also super cute. Look at that. Okay. So I'm getting no impressions from the fates whatsoever. So I'm going to go 17 and see what the book says. Fate, fate, fate. I'm hearing jury. Why am I hearing jury? Judge and jury. Why? Why would that be linked to fate? Jury, judge and jury. Judge. I can't. Judge and jury. Can fate feel like being judged because you're having a bad... It's just taking you down. You're like, you feel like, do you deserve the path that you're on? Is that fate? Is that karma? Are we talking about karma here? You think it's karma? Okay, let's see what the book says. So I wasn't looking at the book when I was saying all that. Fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control of. The conditions brought on by the evolution of a collective, by nature and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for your greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. Well, blow me down. And actually, that's very strange because I keep hearing parts of the Serenity Prayer. And the part I keep hearing is the wisdom to know the difference. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference between the things you cannot change and the things you can, so that you can be courageous in doing the things that you can change and accept the things you can't change. Oh, I've got goosebumps. On my head. Okay, card immediately jumped out there. Sextile. A combination of tension and flow, potential and a rewarding situation. Tension and flow. Tension and flow. Being able to accept the things you cannot change. And the courage to do the things you can. These cards are flying. Oh my goodness, I have proper chills. This is weird. It's great. It's awesome. Love it. Oh, we got the Yin card. We had Yang in group 1. Intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. The courage to change the things you can and to know the difference. Know the difference. I need to put that there. Chiron, group 2. Group 2 had Chiron. The wounded healer, hurt and heal. These are all linked. Again, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. Air. Open-mindedness. Objectivity and learning. Objectivity and learning. Nurture, comfort, and protection. Cancer. Wow. I feel like I need to read the Yin card and the Sextile card. Let's see if I can find them. There's Yin. This happened before. This might take a while, and I just found it immediately. Okay, the Yin card is femininity, spirituality, and receptivity. Experiences going inward, being, trust, and patience. Yin is the energy of the divine feminine, one half of creation. This is the subterranean, subconscious realm of conception. Feelings and ideas are nurtured in this womb-like space with no pressure to do, only to be. Yin is patient and present, open and trusting. It's the unconfined, unspoken, unexpressed world of dreams and spirit. Here lie the roots beneath the tree. In the dark night that births day's light is where anything is possible. Being an inward, ethereal force, it's linked to the elements of water and earth. As a result, all water and earth signs within the zodiac are considered yin. Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces. Keep in mind that this is distilled femininity and makes no reference to physical sexes. Yin energy lives within both male and female bodies. And sextile. Potential. A combination of tension and flow, a rewarding situation. When two planets sit 60 degrees away from one another, they are in sextile and symbolically the gatekeepers to a beautiful healing. With diligent effort, this combination of tension and flow leads to great rewards. There is potent energetic flow between the planets involved, but like a garden, the relationship needs tending, and with guidance and nurturing, a sextile blossoms, bestowing its gifts. It's important to identify this aspect because an ignored sextile is not only a missed opportunity, but easily misinterpreted as a block. In early life, a sextile may feel troublesome before it's identified and developed. However, if nurtured, sextile offers harmonious support in growth and achievement. Clarify your intentions and move toward your dreams wholeheartedly. But remember, an intention is a deeply rooted internal touchstone, not an external possession. It's your deeper purpose being the deeper purpose behind the thing you want. So can you affirm your intention with prophetic specificity while allowing the shape of what you want to shift? Can you remain laser focused while trusting the hard lines of your target to form the closer you move toward it? Fate. Allowing yourself to move towards in the yin, in the flow. Allowing the tension of what has happened or what cannot be changed. Allowing the acceptance of what cannot be changed. Recognizing what can be changed and allowing yourself to let go of what cannot be changed by accepting the fact it cannot be changed. Let go of the need to control something that's already happened or that might happen again. Allow yourself to let go of it by accepting it and therefore giving yourself the breathing room to move forwards into recognizing the things that you can change, and then give yourself the courage to do that, to action that, to do the change, to be different, to move on, to evolve. And evolution can hurt, but this is the wounded healer. This is the acceptance of what has been, what cannot be changed. It's the acceptance of it, and it's the acceptance of it that gives you the momentum to step forward into the next moment, step forward into the change and the evolution, step forward into the difference, step forward into the new, where you can be nurtured and comforted, where you can nurture and comfort yourself, where you can protect yourself by having the courage and the wisdom to know the difference between what can and cannot be changed, to know the difference between what has happened and what could happen in the future, to allow yourself to dream big and to flow with that. Through objectivity and through the ability to learning and objectivity, witnessing, seeing, beholding, knowing, fathoming, beholding again, beholding yourself, your power, your stringent strides, your ability, your wisdom, your courage, your eyes. Your fate is in your hands. I'm going to go to the Hafiz, Wisdom of Hafiz, And then this will be the last bit for group 3, please. Final message for group 3. Make sure there's no more. That one. Okay. Listen. Listening isn't a skill we are generally taught. We are told to listen. We're not taught how to listen. And what I mean by that is there is active, objective listening that we are not taught how to do because it's not a thing, right? People, when we taught it, if you do a counselling course or a therapy course or something where you have to listen to somebody, you're taught how to actively listen. And it's not just about listening, it's about reflecting back. It's about clarifying. It's about understanding deeply what somebody else is saying. It's about hearing the words and the meaning and the tone and their body language. It's about being present for that person. It's about being present. And this is about listening to your presence. This is about listening to your internal voice. It's about being able to hear not just what other people are saying, because that is a skill, and it's one I would suggest everybody learns how to do, because you start hearing them more deeply than the words allow, the words they say. You hear them more deeply. You can learn to resound with them. You can learn the empathy. You can build the empathy by listening deeply. It does not mean taking on what they're saying because it's objective, but it means hearing what they're saying and the meaning behind it. And it means understanding them on a level that they are trying to convey, but are not necessarily able to use the words to bring across. Now, there's also the internal listening. Listen. What are you saying to yourself? What are the things you repeat to yourself? What are the things that you told yourself? What's your story that you've repeated? And your story could be unconscious on some levels and conscious on other levels. They're layers of story. And are you aware of every layer? Some layers are so deep, so quiet, so old, they are unconscious. And they are just there, seeping into who you are, and you're not aware of them. But if you listen really carefully, if you use the experience of the wounded healer, in fact, you can strip away the layers above to reveal the ones that are below, that are quietly manipulating or quietly maneuvering or quietly moving you forward into the falling forward in time. And by revealing them, you can see them, you can accept them, you can love them, you can embrace them, you can bring them in, and you can say, thank you very much for your time. You brought me to where I am, but I don't need you anymore. And that gives you the power. That gives you the freedom to say, I recognize you. I can't change you. I cannot change what happened. I can't change the circumstances. I cannot change it. I can't change the fact that you were put away. I can't change the fact that I buried you under these layers. I can't change that. I can't change it. But I accept that. I accept that of myself. I accept it of them, whoever it was, the situation, the circumstances. I accept it because it's happened. I cannot change it. I'm going to choose to move on now. That's the power. Trust your wisdom. Trust your wisdom. Trust your wisdom. Trust your wisdom. As per what I just said. And receive your blessings. Yep, absolutely. You trust your wisdom. You go through this process. You listen. You listen. You learn. You strip the layers away. You see yourself. You become conscious. You find the tension. You find the tension between what was and what is and what could be. You let go. You get rid of them. You just, whatever you need to do. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Nurture, comfort, and protection yourself. Open-mindedness, objectivity, and listening. Listening, learning. Fate is only ever out of your hands when you allow it to be. Some things are meant to happen, I guess. Some things feel like they're meant to happen. Like when I was a kid, I was convinced I was going to work in a bookshop. Now, did I then go on to work in a bookshop because I was convinced I was going to work in a bookshop, or was that a premonition of my future? I have no idea. Either way, I would say that was fated. But all the events before that and the events after that, etc., 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 were they fated? I don't know. But you know what? I wasn't as aware back then. I was moving unconsciously. I was so unconscious. It was unreal. I was falling forwards. Everything was out of my control. I was in other people's hands constantly. I was so naive, and life just happened. And that meant that things happened. Fated things had to happen. And I was able to let them happen because I was just falling forwards into them. Falling forwards into fated things. And it wasn't until I became more and more aware of stuff that I started choosing and started saying, actually, do you know what? No. And the situation that happened 6, 10, 11, 12 weeks ago was of my choosing, because I knew it was going to help me evolve. I knew it was going to be difficult. I didn't realise it was going to be as difficult as it was. It turned out to be a complete shitstorm. But it is helping me to realise some stuff now, because I'm able to I've stripped the layers away right down to the bare minimum. And I'm like, oh, I see. Those are the things I didn't remember. And those are the things that I didn't really associate with anything else. But those are the things I brought forward. And the fate is in my hands because I'm aware of it now. And my fate, and I think everybody's fate, is to come to that conclusion eventually, and to stop falling forwards in time, but to start taking steps and strides. Well, okay, that's it. Group 4. Yeah, that's your reading, I think. Receive your blessings. Trust your wisdom. Listen. Learn to listen. I think all of these readings are probably connected today, as per usual. They just seem to flow one into the other. There were cards in this reading that were in group 1, and then group 2. So it's up to you. You don't have to watch all of them. It's entirely up to you what you do. And I hope you stay well, and that you get something from this that is generally useful. Learn to trust yourself. Trust your wisdom. Everybody has their own internal wisdom, their own guidance system. Learn to listen to it and receive your blessings, because they are plentiful. They are plentiful. They are plentiful. Because we are all conscious awareness living in a 3D experience, and conscious awareness wants to give. That's what it wants to do. It gives. And even to the people that are experiencing shitty times right now, it wants to give. We aren't always ready to receive in the way because we want to receive in a specific way. Anyway, group 3, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.